Yes, it is true. A new Skylines game has been announced, and it is Lego Skylines. And I have seen the comments already online. Oh my gosh, you were abandoning Cities Skylines too. Wait, you were splitting your resources up for a kids game? Where is my next City Skylines 2 patch? Where are all the features you have been promising? What is going on here? Well, let me explain a little bit because there's a lot of confusion here and a lot of misinformation. And let's start at the beginning. Yes, the same developer, which is Iceflake Studios, works on Lego Skylines and City Skylines 2. It's the same dev, and they have been taking over from Colossal Order at the end of last year with City Skylines 2, and then they have started to push out some updates and patches in the beginning of this year. And so far, I can say they have done a pretty good job. They have fixed a lot of performance issues. They have fixed a lot of old bugs and some other gameplay issues here and there. And yes, there are still tons of issues there, and I would still say that City Skylines 2 is kind of underperforming for a successor to City Skylines 1. But even developers do admit that the game is kind of a mess, and they are just trying to really fix what they inherited since Colossal Order is not there anymore. And it's a bit bleak, but they are trying their best. See, they shouldn't split their focus. They should go in on City Skylines 2 and forget about everything else. Well, they do exactly that. Please don't forget that development studios, especially under bigger publishers, do have multiple teams who can work on different things, right? So yes, they do have a team which is focusing on City Skylines 2, and then they have a team which is working on Lego Skylines. And yes, those teams do talk with each other, they help each other, and so on and so forth. It's not like that they are completely ignoring each other, but they are different people most of the time with different work schedules who work on completely different things. Yeah, but why starting a new game now? Like, a new game is like a lot of work. Why are they even doing this now? See, this is the second biggest misunderstanding here, and that is the time frame. Lego Skylines has not been just whipped up in like 6 or 9 months. That's not how game development works. And we actually now know how long it took this to put this game together, because we got a recent development blog, which you can also see here, by the way, in the background, where they are talking a little bit about the inspiration and all that. But they also talk how long they have been working on this game, and it has been 5 years since they have been working on this game. This game has been in the works longer than they took over for City Skylines 2, and it has actually been longer in the works than City Skylines 2 has been out there. That's how long they have been working on this. And I wouldn't be too surprised if Lego Skylines is actually the reason why Paradox that came to them and was like, hey, like, you have the expertise, it seems. We are really happy how this Lego game is coming together. So here's the deal. We call this game Lego Skylines to give it a just bigger audience, and you can also take over City Skylines 2 because Colossal Order is leaving. What do you think about that? And well, it seems like they said yes. Yes, that would be amazing. So let's do that. So no, this project was actually there before City Skylines even came out and before we knew how problematic it was. And it might have been a very different game at the beginning, and then it gradually changed. And I think it's a good thing, because Paradox knew they needed a new developer for City Skylines 2, and they looked around in their portfolio and they actually found somebody they can trust with this. And as I said, so far from what we have seen in City Skylines 2 over the last give or take 9 months, they have been taking over now. They have been very forthcoming. They have been explaining to us what is going on with this game, and they painted a very bleak picture when they took over. But they gradually go through all the issues. They are fixing performance, they are fixing bugs, and they are adding new features. And that is exactly what the people want. And yes, it will take a while. And I hope that at some time we will actually be able to play both games and we will look both fondly about the two games and we'll go, you know what? They're not the same necessarily, but they are both pretty fun and they are both worthy successors to the Skylines name. That was the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, you love strategy games, live streams with strategy games, news around strategy games, basically everything strategy games concerned, I would appreciate if you might consider to subscribe. With that said, thanks so much for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.